Hey everyone, so we're in FS 2025 here today, and what we're going to be doing is we are going to be farming solely with greenhouses and also utilizing solar power as well as some of the wind power as well. The goal is to not use any farming at all to generate a little over $1 million, in other words. So we're not going to be really touching any farming equipment or tractors, in other words. So we're going to try to do that as quickly as possible and efficiently as possible as well. Hopping into the map here, I decided to purchase field number 59. The reason why I chose plot 59 is because it's in a nice location, pretty close to water. So that will be a key point that we will be focusing on as we kind of move along here. But obviously with the greenhouses and keeping up with the water, it's pretty important to be close to water. With that being said, we obviously have already purchased the field here. We started out with $500,000. Now we're down to $376,000. So just for purposes, I'm going to clear this field and then we'll go ahead and start placing some of the greenhouses as well as purchasing some of our equipment. All right, guys, now that we have the entire field cleared and ready to go, we can go ahead to the store here and purchase some of the initial equipment that we need. Now, one thing that'll be a little interesting with this is instead of bringing the pallets to the selling point, we're actually going to do an auto sell. You might receive less profits, as I understand, going that route. However, what I'm trying to do is just to be as quick as possible. So let's start off by purchasing some of the equipment that we need. All right, guys, so we purchased our two pieces of equipment that we'll need to really start this operation. So we purchased the truck. This is the cheapest truck that we could purchase, or a semi, I should say, as well as the largest tanker that we could purchase. The truck was $52,000 with all the other add-ons, not too many. The tanker was right at $90,000 too. So let's start this up. Let's bring these two pieces of equipment over and let's get going. All right, so we're back here. We're just going to get straight into it here and go into our construction mode. We're going to go to our greenhouses here, and we're just mainly going to be looking at the large ones here. The one other thing I forgot to highlight here is that we're going to try to, generate $1 million or at least a little over for finances. We do have a loan too of $250,000, so that's something to take in consideration as well. Some of you might start out differently, but nonetheless, this is still, at least the quickest profit possible. So once again, let's go back into construction, and we're actually going to be going with the large tarp greenhouses as opposed to the glass ones. I think the amount that they produce is still relatively the same. It's just cheaper to go with the tarp, if I'm not mistaken. So let's figure out how to place this. I'm thinking that we'll just go across this line, this kind of gravel road on the right here, and start from there. So let's get this lined up and placed, and then we'll start producing tentatively maybe some lettuce. All right, so we got one down. I'm thinking we're gonna place a total of 3, considering the fact that we still have a little under 200,000. One other thing I maybe forgot to mention as well is that we're only going to be sticking with the tanker and the semi truck. The reason for that is because we're going to be selling directly out of the greenhouses as opposed to bringing product to the selling point. So that'll at least make things a little quicker. I think profits are a little bit less than what would be expected otherwise from bringing it manually to the selling point. Nonetheless, we're going to try to do it that way. We have all 3 greenhouses. Let's just do one more for the heck of it. And that looks nice. All right, so now we're left with a little under $75,000. Let's get these filled up. The pond or the river is right here, so this is going to be pretty easy access to make sure that these are filled up. So let's get these filled up really quick and let's go. All right, so right now we have around 10,000 liters of water in each greenhouse. So, what we're going to do now is head over to the greenhouse menu here, and we're going to go ahead and initiate some of the production that we want. So, we're looking at lettuce for each greenhouse. Now, I know different profits might be different on each product, but for now, I think we'll just stick with lettuce. I think that might be the most profitable at the moment. And we're also going to change from storing to selling directly. So we won't have to move anything else. We'll continue to activate this and so on and so forth. The only thing that we'd have to do right now is continue filling up all the greenhouses, ensuring that they have enough water. Once all that is done, we will go ahead and change our time scale from 5 times to 360 times.
All right, guys, so at this point in time, it has been a couple of months of in-game time, so I kind of skipped that. We have a total of $207,000 in the bank, and now I'm kind of looking at transitioning kind of to wind energy. I also want to mention that I have increased the amount of greenhouses by 1, so now we have a total of 6 greenhouses. We also go ahead and reduce our loan amount by 10,000, I believe. So still putting a small dent in the loans. And we go ahead and still increase our time scale to continue filling up the greenhouses. All right, guys. One point I also wanted to mention as well is that I did not disable the snow. So if you're also doing this, I would recommend to disable the snow and or get snow equipment to remove some of the snow from your working area. Otherwise, you're going to deal with some slow moving trucks. As you can see, I'm struggling to move around here in the fully loaded semi. So just thought I'd make note of that in case you guys were kind of doing the same thing.
So we're at a little over 500,000. We're at, well, 612,000 to be exact. So this is kind of more than the halfway point, just off of these, I think 6 greenhouses that we have here, along with the 3 large windmills. So, or the large generators, I should say. I think this is doing substantially well. This has taken some time. You can grow this or scale it a little bit more. I'm gonna go ahead and still try to grind this out a little bit more, and we'll see what we can do.
All right. So one point I just wanted to add as well. You'll see me surpass a little over $1 million, and the reason for that was just to compensate for the amount of loans that we still had. I think we had around $90,000. So you'll still see me go over by maybe $90,000 in total amount.
All right, guys. So it's been a couple of in-game months, and we've been kind of consistently grinding, and we are actually a little over $1 million right now. We're gonna go ahead and pay off the remaining loans that we have. So we have 90,000 exactly, and we have 1,093,000. So we'll go ahead and pay the rest off here, and bam, that's it.
So I just wanted to add another point here. I decided to basically keep going. And I just wanted to see the full potential of having the 6 greenhouses as well as the wind turbines as well, seeing what I could actually achieve by continuously scaling this setup. And quite honestly, I know people have done this in the past, but I haven't seen anything done in FS25 quite yet. I know the mechanics are probably the same as FS22, but I really did scale past the $1 million, and quite honestly, I didn't think this was going to go like this at all, to be honest with you. I haven't done this in the past, but honestly, it was a fun experience, and you'll see that in the next few clips.
All right, so it's been a little bit. It's been a couple of days of real lifetime. And well, I don't know if you can see it in the shadows, but we got kind of carried away here. Now, we built quite a bit of large wind turbines. And not only that, but we purchased the entire map and we utilized that to our advantage. We basically made this a green energy simulator instead of farming simulator. I didn't expect this to happen, to be honest with you, but I'm glad it did. You can see how much money we're generating, and I'm telling you, money is not an issue anymore. It's a great feeling. So, honestly, we bought a couple of things. First off, we bought this new truck. Can't complain. And we also got an assortment of different vehicles, and I think I hear one of them still running. Also, I just want to point this out. I've been playing this kind of AFK for the entire time, or a decent amount of time. This thing I've barely used. We basically stopped using the greenhouses after I realized we could make a decent profit off of the wind turbines and the solar panels. So this thing has been sitting AFK. We got some good hours on it of absolutely no use. So one thing that's nice about having a lot of money is if you don't like something, money can typically fix it. So I didn't know which color of car to buy, so I bought all of them. We'll see which one I like the most. We also got carried away and bought this really nice house with some mediocre landscaping. I did the landscaping if it wasn't obvious already. We got this mediocre circle here as well, not really a circle, more so an oval, with a nice fire pit also in the middle too. So this is pretty nice. Location, got a nice pond or river in the back as well, so nice. Like I was saying, I bought the entire map, or at least all the plots that I could, one by one. Every single plot, every single farmland has something on it, whether that might be a large wind turbine, a solar panel, or one of the smaller ones. And so you can see here that literally every square inch of this map has something on it. I also wanted to give back to the community, so I made sure to put solar panels in the most convenient places. In this case, the corn maze, or the sunflower maze. Like I said, solar panels in the most convenient places. How would you like in the morning if you just look out your window and you see this beautiful sight? Nothing but windmills and solar panels, nothing but green energy. Taking one of my 9 cars here, we can take a venture through the town to see what the future is like. Ah, yes. Beautiful. I just love looking off in the distance and seeing nothing but spinning blades as far as the eye can see. Looks like we have some free space here. Might as well plop down some solar panels. Ah, yes. Perfect. Where it all began. One thing that's kind of funny is just like where it started is completely organized. Completely organized, nothing but rows, neat rows, and then you slowly progress on my other set of cars, and you can see where it gets messy, but just beautiful views. Look at that. Isn't that a view that everyone wants to see? Everyone wants just to have that in their backyard. Honestly, I didn't expect to see something like this in Farming Simulator 25. I mean, honestly, what monstrosity have I created? Solar panels in every single nook and cranny that you can think of. I mean, you literally think it's going to end, but you turn the corner, and there's so many more. But honestly, I think this was actually pretty interesting to do. It took some time to actually accumulate a lot of the money. I think not using any farming equipment in Farming Simulator is the, you know, the funniest thing ever. And the fact that we were able to generate so much money is even better. But how could you complain with this? This is the best site ever. I mean, you have so much money. I have so much money. Like, I don't need that anymore. But I thought this was just a fun experience. And I mean, if you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like and consider subscribing. Thanks.